guys. Hey guys, it's official entering cone. And here's the thing. I'm gonna give you my predictions right now about Elimination Chamber, who I think is gonna win and everything. But let me tell you a funny story that happened today, and it reminded me of a few things that are WWE related. It happened in my school today. All right, so this past Monday night on Raw, The Rock came out and he started talking about something that happened when he was 15, and he met like a few crackheads and got a car from them or something like that. It was something like that, and I don't really like Rock as champion, but it was pretty funny. I had to laugh, and it reminded me of something. All right. So it reminded me. He's telling a story about crackheads. I think I'll tell y'all a funny story, and the story has something to do with WWE, like WWE related. Okay. So I was at school today, right? And our homeroom period just finished, and so I'm walking, and there's a courtyard, and a lot of the students walk through the courtyard to go to the other buildings that are part of the campus, and so I'm walking across there, and there's this guy that's holding a sign that's asking this girl out to prom, and we're all watching and stuff, and then a few assistant principals and some of the school cops came over, and they took the sign from him. I can't remember if they ripped it up or not, but the APs took him to the office, and then everybody's booing and everything. I swear, I was watching him. I was watching them take the sign. I think they ripped it. I'm not too sure. But right there, everybody started booing him, and the APs took him to the office, and everybody started booing the APs and the cops. And my side of the courtyard where I was standing on, it was like an ECW crowd. Okay, because you see, if you know ECW fans, and I'm talking about like the original ECW, like they don't say Cena sucks. They say fuck you, Cena. Okay, so our officer's name, his last name at least is Lee. So we all call him Officer Lee. And on my side of the courtyard, we were all, fuck you, Lee! Fuck you, Lee! Fuck you, Lee! Fuck you, Lee! You know, that's how that's how fucking funny it was. Like, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, oh shit, this reminds me of when the crowd at ECW said "fuck you, Cena" at One Night Stand 2006, and that's how funny it was. But then again, it was fucked up for that guy because they said that they gave him Saturday school. I'm like, what? And then here's another thing. Look, this is a picture I put on my Instagram. You can't really see it too clearly, but you can follow me on my Instagram to see it. I'll put the link in the description, or the Instagram name in the description below. But that is my school on the news. That is my fucking school on the news. And they're putting the cock block on the news. I'm like, what the hell? They're probably going to talk about our ECW style chants too. I mean, like, that's how fucked up it was. Like, that guy's trying to ask his girl out to prom, and they completely cock blocked the crap out of him. And we start ECW style chants and everything, and man, that's just fucked up, y'all. And we on the news and stuff, and then our principal. We made this meme out of our principal. Like I said, you can see it on my Instagram if you follow me. But there's a picture of my principal making like a bitch swerve face. And it says, McSwain, that's his name. McSwain be like, oh, you asking her out to prom? Swerve. It was funny, but fucked up for that guy. And so they're on the news talking about they were protesting against it. The students are protesting against it, saying that he shouldn't be in the middle of that, you know. So yeah, that's how kind of messed up it was. And so anyway, other than that, I'll go ahead and get to the so yeah, chanting "fuck you, Lee" made me feel like I was at an ECW event. That's how messed up it was. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get to the chamber predictions. And well, you see, Elimination Chamber is this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, at New Orleans Arena. And I figured I'd put on the Saints jersey for this video, seeing that it's in New Orleans. And this is from what I'm expecting as the home of WrestleMania, not New Orleans Arena, but the city. The home is supposed to be like right across the street at the Superdome. But anyway. So far, 6 matches have been announced for the card, and I'll give you my predictions. Of course, I'm gonna go in the order that I think they're gonna happen. Uh, okay. First of all, we have the World Heavyweight Championship. I think that could. Okay, look. Here's the thing about this match. Ever since I started making prediction videos, every single pay-per-view, I have been saying that Dolph Ziggler is gonna cash in. But now it makes a lot of sense, seeing that he's not on the card for Elimination Chamber. Dolph Ziggler is nowhere on the fucking card. And yeah, he wasn't at the card at Hell in a Cell, and he still didn't cash in, but still. Okay, Del Rio wins. Del Rio wins, and if he and uh and then Ziggler comes out and cashes in Money in the Bank. He's here to show the world, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, at least I think so. I mean, come on, Dolph. You were the first Money in the Bank winner ever to be in the Rumble while still holding the briefcase. I mean, seriously, you tell us you're here to show the world. Come on, show us. I want to see you show the world, man. So yeah, I say Ziggler cashes in. If not, then Del Rio walks out of New Orleans Arena with the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we've got Caitlyn putting the Divas title on the line against Tamina Snuka. Okay, this this championship run that Caitlyn's got, it's going pretty well. This is her first defense on pay-per-view. I think she could beat Tamina. I think the winner could beat Tamina in that match. Okay, next we've got Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz, a rivalry that is built up ever since I don't know how long. But in that one, you see, I like The Miz. I do. Whether he's a face or a heel, I like him. And you know, Cesaro's just been on such a roll. You know, the last impressive reign I saw of the United States title was The Miz. The Miz held it for like 11 months, I think, from 2009 to 2010, and Cesaro's held it since SummerSlam. That's like 5.5 months by now, I think. So as much as I like The Miz, I have to take Cesaro on that one. Yeah. Okay. Next, we've got the Elimination Chamber to determine the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Okay. Okay, the video cut off. I don't know why. But anyway, as for that match, we've got Jack Swagger, Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, Kane, Mark Henry, and Randy Orton. Okay, that's 6 men. I'm only going to pick 2. Okay, you see, I think Kane and Daniel Bryan, they're still in the tag team division still, so I think they'll be 2 of the guys that get eliminated. And then Mark Henry and Swagger, they've been on a roll since their return, but I still don't think it'll be either of those 2. As for the winner, I'm gonna have to go with Randy Orton, seeing that they were thinking about putting him in the World Heavyweight Championship picture this year, or the returning Chris Jericho, who has just been on fire. And by the way, it was funny on Monday Night Raw when he intimidated Booker T, telling that he's going to be a, what was it? 7-time, or was it 7 or 6 time? Fuck me. I can't, wait. No, I think he said 6 time. 6 time. World champion. Now can you dig that? Sucker! The way he intimidated Booker T was just funny, man. I love Chris Jericho. And I say it'll be either him or Randy Orton that walks out of that one. Okay, next we've got CM Punk versus The Rock. Now you see, at first, I was kind of not really, I was kind of on the side. At first I didn't really have a problem with The Rock winning the strap at Royal Rumble. But you see, I was thinking, maybe he'll compete on a weekly basis again. Now, I said it's highly unlikely, but, you know, maybe he'll compete on a weekly basis. You know, it could still be possible. But he doesn't, and I was thinking, okay, maybe he'll show up on a weekly basis. Now, that didn't happen because the week after the Royal Rumble, he didn't show up on Raw. Where was he, you know? One of my Twitter followers, or actually he has a YouTube channel here, Mr. Jacob T97, we were texting talking about that, about how Punk should be a champion, not The Rock, because Punk shows up on a weekly basis and he competes on a weekly basis, and and you see the thing is that, because you see I mentioned that I was like, yeah, Punk has showed up all the time as a WWE champion, and I was gonna throw this in too, but Jacob threw it in for me already when he said that Punk even showed up when he was injured on crutches. And yeah, that's true. And you know where else Punk showed up? There's a show other than Raw. No, not main event. There's a show other than Raw that guys like Punk and John Cena and The Rock aren't exclusive to. That show is called SmackDown. Punk has made appearances on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, even as WWE champion. Hell, in the past 2 years, Punk has made more appearances on SmackDown than Rock or Cena combined. And you see, I like I say, I don't base my predictions on who I think is gonna win, but I mean not on who I want to win, but rather who I think is gonna win. And you see, now McMahon put that rule against The Rock that if he is counted out or disqualified, he loses the title. Okay, that makes me think, okay, what if he loses it to Punk? But then again, you see, I think if he loses it to Punk, then they're probably going to give it to his ass the next night on Raw, make The Rock fight his first Raw match in I don't know how long, and then we go to WrestleMania for once in a lifetime, you know, for what was originally supposed to be once in a lifetime. And, you know, they should have just left it at that. You know, if they're going to pass the torch to Cena, then they should have done it last year in Miami. I mean, Rock and Hogan had 2 matches. The first one was at WrestleMania 18 in the Sky Dome. And you see, that was the passing of the torch from Hogan to Rock. And then they fought again almost a year later at No Way Out. And you see, there wasn't as much electricity. But either way, The Rock still won. And I thought, okay, yeah, Rock and Hogan won was awesome. But you see, they should have just left it at that. Not because Rock and Hogan 2 sucked, but there just wasn't as much electricity. And you see, because of that, I think The Rock is going to win. You know, sorry to say that, but I think it's just going to happen. I don't know what they're going to do with Punk at WrestleMania. And then, I think they're going to put the non-title match in the main event. The 6-man tag team match. It's The Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose versus Ryback, Sheamus, and John Cena. Okay. Now, I heard that they were thinking about doing this, but it's not displaying it as it on the card about making them fight in the chamber environment. I mean, yeah, there's no reason to put them in the pause and everything, seeing that it's not a technical elimination chamber match where it's every man for themselves, you know. But I mean, at least put them in that kind of environment with the chamber surrounding them, because there's only one chamber on the card. There's only one chamber on the card. And at Hell in a Cell, there was only one Hell in a Cell match on the card. So who knows? Maybe there might be a decision on the pre-show to make it in the chamber environment. I hope so, too. But you see, honestly, you know, they got Cena on a roll after winning the Rumble. I think, now you see, here's the thing about newcomers. A lot of times, they're most likely to get buried. Those of y'all who don't know what being buried is in wrestling, okay, being buried is when they get fresh talent and they make them lose to, like, veteran-ass guys, or, like, not really veterans, but guys that, like, win a lot. Like, Triple H has always been good at burying, or at least getting people buried. You see, Triple H signed Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose to WWE. And then I saw a picture, it was like that DX announcement or whatever, that picture, it was like a meme. It said, yeah, Triple H speaking, he said, yes, I do promise the debuts of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, but I also promise that they will be buried within 3 months. Yeah, this is already going to be like their 3rd month in the WWE. Who knows, they're probably going to get buried to those guys. And then I saw a picture where they had 3 gravestones in like a cemetery, and it said, each one said Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose, and then next to it, it had Triple H looking like this, and it said, welcome to the business, boys. And yeah, it was funny and everything, but then it's like, damn, what if these guys do get buried? And I think this is their one-way ticket to get buried, you know? I mean, look at 3MB last week on Raw. They got buried so bad. by Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. It made me think, what if 3MB stands for Three Man Burial? But honestly, I think the Shield is gonna get buried at Elimination Chamber. So yeah, those are my predictions and everything. And if y'all want, y'all can follow me on Instagram to look at those pictures I was talking about the cock block that happened at school. And you can follow me on Twitter for any WWE and NFL related things, you know. And I'll leave my names for each one in the description below. And like I've said before, if you ask me questions on Twitter, then I will not only reply them back to you on Twitter, but I will also put them in a video. So yeah, that's it. You know, this is Angel Rincon. I'm waiting for Elimination Chamber. I can't really wait until WrestleMania. And I'll see how the cockblock story of my school goes. We're gonna be on the news tonight. So yeah. Oh, by the way, as many of y'all know, I live in Houston, Texas, and it's All-Star Weekend this weekend for the NBA All-Star Game, which is at the Toyota Center. But this whole weekend at the Houston Galleria, they're gonna have basketball players and a few famous people signing autographs and taking pictures. I think I might go and make a video of me going there. I'm gonna buy like an NBA basketball probably, and like get like a bunch of autographs on them and stuff. So yeah, I'll tell you how that goes and everything. And yeah, good night everyone, and until Elimination Chamber, this is Angel Rincon, signing out.
I ain't dancing, nigga, I just move to the beat. Sit there and I'm ahead, but won't move my feet. Gangsta, so I'm holding up the wall. Yeah, get the shit up to the rest of y'all.
Kells get it crackin', y'all play chess. Kells get the scrappin' and y'all just flex. Why is y'all rapping when I got next? You roll with them and I rock with X. Eastside motherfucker.